This week, let's talk about some more things we need to release in order for you to start pursuing your passion in a godly fashion. And one of those things are your negative thoughts and habits. And so the two, I put them together in this video because really your habits generate from your thoughts. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So who do you think you are in your heart, in your core? Don't tell me and don't have this conversation in which you say a lot of affirmations, and don't have this conversation in which you say the things that are appropriate and should be said out loud. But in your core, who do you believe you are? Because that's the thing that really has been keeping you limited. It's not your goal setting. It is not the movements that you're making. That's not what's limiting you. It's who you think you are that's limiting you. It's not who they think you are that's limiting you. It's who you think you are that has put a cap on where you can go.
Stop looking at God and asking him, why your hand moving so slow?
When the reality is, why hasn't your vision caught up with who he said that you are? The reality is, why are you so distracted by names that other people assign to you, qualities that other people associate with you? If you knew who you were, you wouldn't get caught there. You wouldn't get stuck there. Jesus came down and he knew who he was in every fiber of his being.
So much so that when they said, wait a minute, isn't that the carpenter's son? That didn't stop him from doing the work he came to do.
And that didn't stop his ascension. None of that did, because he knew exactly who he was in his heart. Who are you in your heart? Consider your ways and stop considering God's ways. Consider whether or not you've recognized the gifts that God has placed inside of you. Consider whether or not you have recognized the power that God has placed inside of you, and are you walking in it? Are you using that power and authority only when you think you're in a tragic situation? Are you only calling on God for his power and his authority to fall when you've tried and exhausted every single measure of your humanity?
Because by then, not that it's too late, but it's too late.
Why'd you wait so long to go to the source and go to the root of who you are and who created you, when you should have started there, started in your seating? We are seated in heavenly places in Christ Jesus. It says we are, as in current, as in right now. So why don't you tap into the supernatural power that God has allotted you to have dominion over this earth? Once you step back into your rightful place in alignment with God, with his purpose, with his love, he gives you back dominion of the territory that he gave to Adam. And he has you walk, not as a creature, not just as a creation. The earth is a creation of God. But we are called and we are sons of God, destined to reign. When are you going to activate and walk in that power and release all of the thoughts of what you ain't? And remember that you are a saint. And I'm not talking about saint as in perfection, and that's a whole other, different kind of conversation that we need to have. But there is no man who is without sin. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the saint that has been called and ordained by God, and his love is upon him and has replaced the stain and the scars of sin, of humanity, and you are redeemed. And as you walk in your redemption, you walk in power, and you walk in your destination, and you walk in your calling, and you work that thing, and you make miracles happen. You are a miracle in motion. When do you latch on to you are a miracle in motion, instead of waiting for a miracle to happen? And instead of slaving over your passion, you start praying for your passion, and you start moving mountains. Because of who you are in God and who God is inside of you. When are you going to release the thoughts that keep you bound to the earth and cause you to have a limited and very small earthly experience in your divine business that has been blessed from the beginning? Blessed shall be your storehouse.